Do you know anything about Peagram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Peagram brought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Loch Marn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald says he's never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
Audio issues where they get the wrong voice.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Marn.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Loch Marn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw that this clown see. And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Do you know a man called Peagram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Peagram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worse. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows. I could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
I'm back, had my dinner, and I don't believe the kid. Let's continue on by talking about the archaeologist.
Do you know what Peagram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
Bastard.
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
Is that?
Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Okay.
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seen him.
Seed him. How about this thing?
What do you make of this, kid?
Hey, that's one of Leary's towels. He'll skin you alive.
That old windbag doesn't scare me. Anyhow, I'm only borrowing it.
You're pretty cool, mister. For an old guy.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
Sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry. I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
You should run tests on that, mister. You could identify the murderer with a sample of his snot.
Yuck. I don't think so.
Would help though.
What do you think this wire could be used for?
Stealing cars. There's only one problem.
The local policeman?
No. Nobody in Lochmarn got a car.
Heh. Well,
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
that's it for that. Now then, we have to go back in the pub. I know it's stupid that we just exit, but we have a lot of information now, and Fitzgerald here isn't exactly being very generous to us.
Mr. Fitzgerald? McGuire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get caught.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. So, cough it up.
So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Marquet? That's a name. So where's the package?
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
I'm gonna ask you again.
This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Oh yeah.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
Tell me about Marquet.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Oh God. After him. Oh no.
Hey, I just seen a big red...
Get out of here, McGuire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy
Really?
little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Wow, you're all dickheads. Let's see, we got a lot of information here. About stuff we've already read. There we go. Okay, about the museum, which we didn't really get much out of. Ireland, Lochmarn gem. Some good information there. But sadly, Sean Fitzgerald is now dead. Well,
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. But the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy. I ate him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out. And I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Oh, God. Well... Shit. Khan just stole him. Well... Now it's time for some investigating. So I'll have to switch over here.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Damn it. Well, let's head inside the bar and talk to Leary, who has so far been a complete asshole about the whole situation.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, I can have another pint.
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven. I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working. It's not my idea, is it?
Nope. But...
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it. I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Alright.
And when you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Yeah, sure. Right, let's begin with this.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring.
Well, we have a wire. Oh, that doesn't actually help me, though.
It was an electric glass washer. It looked even older than the barman.
There's also...
It was an electrical plug attached to the glass washer.
Well... Let's put this on there.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Alright. Well, let's go into the cellar. Alright, let's click on that hatch. Because it's pretty dark. Come on, you can do it.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Huh. Okay. Let's see if, yeah, I thought so. I thought this would be a thing. Noticing the coloring. Yep.
I lifted the trap door and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
There you go. Damn. Good thing, I mean, nothing bad happened. Good thing he kept his mouth shut. Alright. Let's, just... Oh, no. Let's go back inside the cellar now we've done speaking to Khan.
Now I could see. I spotted Mr. Leary's flashlight easily. Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trapdoor. It was Peagrim's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Yeah. We have the gem, yes! Now we just have to figure out what to do with them, which is very important because, oh boy, we'll be doing some stupid stuff. Very stupid stuff. Right, I can't go up there, dang. Nothing to oh wait. Let's just turn that off real quick.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Yeah.
I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Well, dang. Nothing of importance around here. Oh well. Let's leave. It was there. Right, let's go. Let's go straight to the castle. Alright, so there's a guy here.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no. What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice. What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Interesting.
Have you seen Professor Peagrim?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car?
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Well...
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
That's good.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
God damn it.
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
Yay!
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
He
And-
strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Let's contemplate, shall we? Contemplate it over. I'm going to climb up now. Let's see, where is it? There we go.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
What's this?
There was a narrow crack between two of the stones where the centuries-old mortar had crumbled away.
Huh. Well...
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Well, let's go and climb the wall. Oh boy. The goat. Oh, the goat. Let's try and go down the ladder from this goat. Yeah. Let's go to this plowshed share.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
And there we go. Now he can't hurt us. And there we go. So, that's it for that, I meant. By the way, from what I thought it was going to be incredibly awkward to get past, but in the end, it was surprisingly simple. Because they changed the puzzle to make it easier. In the original, that puzzle was infamous for being incredibly difficult. And, this was back before walkthroughs and such, so... Yeah! Now people actually knew how to get through that goat, and, it led to many a rage quit. There are many references that make fun of it. Hell, even this series does it. In this game, and way later. You'll find out in day 5. But right now, let's continue on with this game by clicking on this thing.
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
Alright, how about this? Alright. Let's touch that.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
Okay then.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Huh. Interesting pattern.
The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand.
We'll keep note of that. Right. There's also this.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Neato. Let's click on that statue again and use that plaster of Paris on the impression. I think that will be a good idea. I think this is it. No, that's the flashlight. What was the plaster? Is this the plaster? Yes, it is. Good.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
Alright. Now then, let's leave. Let's go back up. Let's go back down there. Let's go back down. Because I need something. I definitely need something. We're going back in here. I forgot to do something that is needed with this tap.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out.
Yeah, I know. I need to use it on this.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.